You finished your 14 days of closed testing, filled out the production access questionnaire, and hit submit. Then, Google Play sends you this: a rejection email citing more testing required or not enough testers. Getting past this blockade doesn't mean crossing your fingers and trying again. We are going to audit your exact rejection cause and build a mathematically precise resubmission that gets approved. But before you change a single setting, do not rush a new submission. Resubmitting immediately with minor tweaks tells Google you are guessing. This flags your account and leads to a chain reaction of automatic denials. Overcoming a rejection requires looking at the exact same data history and testing methodology that Google's automated reviewers evaluate. Let's start with your numbers. First, log into your Play console. Navigate to Testing, then Close Testing and open Manage Track. You need to look at your tester count graph for the entire 14-day window. A common error is assuming Google looks for an average of 12 testers over 2 weeks. They do not. The system requires an absolute minimum of 12 testers active every single day. This chart tracks tester count. If it drops to 11 for a fraction of day 6, the run fails. Your dashboard might show 12 testers, but Google's algorithm silently excludes inactive accounts, dropping your accepted number below the threshold. If your count stayed perfectly at or above 12, the issue was tester quality. We need to check your app analytics to see exactly what those users were doing. This compares two behaviors. On the left, obligation testing, users opening the app once for 30 seconds. On the right, continuous, varied interaction. A valid tester opens the app 8 to 10 days. Sessions last over a minute, and they navigate multiple distinct screens. Sourcing users who will actually do this is difficult. That is why TesterBee matches developers with real Android users who provide this exact daily engagement for 2 weeks. The data must show that real humans found your app functional and worth returning to. A baseline download count will not pass. Once your analytics check out, the next failure point is the production access questionnaire. This document is where most developers underinvest their effort. Google asks what you learned and what you changed. Submitting answers like "the app worked well" or "testers liked the design" gives the reviewers zero proof that actual testing took place. Here is the difference between a weak submission and a passing one. Instead of vague praise, the right side documents specific device models and a named software bug. It names the fragment transaction conflict and states that build 1.0.3 resolved the issue for all 3 users. To make that answer valid, you must physically push at least one new build update to the console during your 14-day testing window. When you push that update, attach a clear changelog note detailing the fixes. This creates a documented paper trail linking feedback to development. Google doesn't expect your initial build to be flawless. They want to test your system for catching errors, tracking sources, and shipping solutions. Before you initiate your next 14-day test, we have to audit your track configuration to clear out any silent errors. First, check your track assignments, verify your opt-in URLs, and check your region settings. These errors quietly block invited users from registering, leaving you short on active accounts. When you are ready to start the clock again, you must implement a tester buffer. This network represents a testing pool, starting with 15 users. Over 2 weeks, people get busy or break their phones. By starting with 14 or 15, you absorb dropouts and keep your baseline safely above 12. Services like TesterBee automatically build this buffer into their recruitment process, ensuring your active count never drops into the failure zone. By building a numerical cushion into your tests, you successfully protect your entire 14-day timeline from unpredictable individual dropouts. You now have the checklist for a successful run: an active closed track with a buffer of 15 testers, daily engagement analytics, a pushed update with a changelog, and a highly specific questionnaire response. Your next move depends on your data. If your engagement numbers were solid but your questionnaire answers were vague, rewrite the text and resubmit immediately. If your tester count or activity fell short, you need to restart the 14-day testing period from scratch. If you need to restart and want to bypass the friction of tracking down reliable users, head to TesterBee.com to get matched with real testers who stay active for the entire run. Earning production access on Google Play is a predictable formula. Supply the right volume of documented human engagement, and your app will be approved.